Hi, my name is Sukhwant Kaur. In this video, I'll walk you through the basics of creating and managing user data functions in Microsoft Fabric. You'll learn how to create and test functions without writing any code. I would showcase how easy it is not only to connect, but also manipulate data that resides in SQL database, Lakehouse, or Warehouse from Microsoft user data functions. In this video, I would keep the focus on connecting to and adding data to SQL database only. Functions in Fabric use Python language, so knowing basic Python would be helpful, but if you're new, don't worry about it. You can learn from existing code and take the help of Copilot to learn and write code as you move along. My goal is to help you learn more in less time, so let's get right to the demo. In my workspace, I will click on New Item, search for functions, click on user data function, pick a name, hit create. This lands me into an editor where I can start writing the code. I'm going to click on new function. See, the editor is trying to help me learn functions. So you would notice that it has written a Hello Fabric function for us, which if you want, we can do the quick testing. We click on these three dots, click on the test, put in the name, hit test. All right, so it is successful. Let's review the code real quick for folks who are new to Python. You would notice in the beginning from line 1 to 3, we are importing the libraries that we need. Datetime library, very self-explanatory. If you are trying to do anything with the date time functions, all that information will be available there. Number 2 is fabric.functions. That is the most important library that you need to remember, because without that, these functions will not work. So do not remove line number 2 when you are creating any new items. Number 3, if you are interested in logging items, like over on line number 9, we are saying logging.info. That's what this line is using, the library logging. And line number 5 is when we are defining the data function so that we can start using it and start creating functions. And line 7 and 8 is how you are going to create any function that you like. So you start with @udf.functions. And then on next line, you say define, which is DEF, and the name of the function that you want. And inside that, you can decide whatever parameters that you want to pass. Like in this case, we're just asking for the name. I would like to show you how to connect to the SQL database. So let's just, for now, remove this line because I don't want Hello Fabric. Keep it simple, right? Let's go to the library management. I just want to quickly show you. Let's say you want to use Pandas library in your function. Anybody who wants to use any public Python library in their code, they could use it. Very simple. You just click on Add from PyPL, search for the libraries that you're looking for, pick the version, and that's it. You're done. Is that it? For anybody who has their own libraries, they can upload a .whl file over here and use it in their code if they like. Let's go to Manage Connection. That's what I wanted to show you. For our case, we are going to be connecting to SQL database in Fabric, which I've already created for this exercise. Let's click on Add and select your database. So for my users out there who have not created a SQL database in Fabric, please follow the same method. Click on the new, search for SQL database, pick a name, hit create, and it'll be ready. All right, so my database connection is done. Now I just need to select this alias because I will be using it in my code. I'll go to edit, I'll click on insert sample, I'll click SQL database and write one row of data into table. At this point, you would notice we just have one squiggly. What does this mean? This means it's looking for a valid alias, which we already created, right? So let's review the code real quick. So line number 5, I told you, super important. Over here, I'm just saying that this function, when I'm initializing, I want to create a connection. What type of connection? It's a SQL DB connection. And there's the alias. Then I'm defining, this is the name. You can change it if you like. Inside this function, I'm passing the connection and I'm passing 3 other arguments: employee ID, employee name, and department. Over here, I'm adding all the data that I want to add into the table. I'm creating the connection. I'm creating the connection cursor, and I'm creating a string to create a table employee. And I'm executing line number 44 and 47. Now my table is ready, right? So line number 47, I'm inserting all the values that got passed into this function. Over here, we are committing our changes, we're closing the cursor, and we're closing the connection, and we're getting that our function is finished. It's as simple as that. How about we test it real quick? So I'm going to click on 3 dots, hit the test, enter the value. It's department 3, and I hit test. Our test is successful. Now let's go in our database. So let's go to Sales LT database. Let's refresh. Right, there's an employee table. And here's the row that we added. I'm going to close this. Let's go back in here. Another thing I wanted to bring to your attention was that let's say you do not like working in this editor. You have choice. You can click open in VS Code and you can write your code there and hit publish from there. Once your function is created, you want other people to be using it. Maybe you want to use your function in a pipeline, or maybe you want to use your function in a report to do the write back. Before you do any of those actions, you need to publish this function. Once you publish, it becomes available for others to use. As demonstrated, creating a function in Microsoft Fabric is straightforward. In the next video, I will show you how to call this function from a report to write data to the SQL database. Ready to begin? Start building on Fabric and see the difference for yourself.